Welcome back. The Plateau state government has debunked rumors circulating on the internet that 7 University of Jos students were killed following the recent skirmishes in some communities within the Jos metropolis. Governor Simon Lalong, some members of the cabinet and heads of security outfits in the state went round the affected communities to ascertain the level of destruction, as well as to commiserate with residents affected by the unfortunate event. Correspondent Funom Joshua was there.
Jos, the Plateau state capital, north central Nigeria, was thrown into confusion a few days ago following the killing of 14 people in a community in Jos South local government area of the state. The recent killings triggered a series of protests, reprisal attacks and destruction of properties within Jos city before the intervention of security operatives in the state. Many students of the University of Jos were alleged to have been killed following the skirmishes. The state governor, accompanied by head of various security agencies in the state, took time to go around communities within the state capital to see for himself as well as to ascertain the fact about the attack on the University of Jos community.
In trying to block the roads, you find out that students were apprehensive, and some of the boys, mechanic boys that were at Feringada and Ubel area were throwing stones and blocking the roads. Students felt apprehensive and they went to the road. What happened was not inside the hostel, but it was outside the hostel because they did not heed to our own instruction of staying in their hostel and be protected by the security forces.
That was why we had to jump in today to look at the situation. Because when it happened, I must thank the security apparatus. They were everywhere. But you know, social media reports are different from what is really on ground. They say 20 students, they say 10 students were killed, and students were being killed in the hostel. But I knew that from the reports I got from security that students were not killed.
The governor then proceeded to the Bingham University Teaching Hospital to see the injured victims. There he ordered the immediate release of funds to cater for the needs of those victims receiving medical treatment.
What I will say is that we've received injured men, women, children, and some have been brought in dead. And as it is right now, that is still ongoing. Our duty is to provide healthcare services to those who need them, and we are doing that.
When we had 3 years of peace, and then some devils are beginning to bring this kind of act again, I find it very surprising when I heard that this thing started at the Rokubaro and it was spreading everywhere in the town. It's very unfortunate. Young children, rendering young children, orphans or widows is the most unfortunate thing in life. So our appeal is that we are putting every structure on ground and we are doing investigation.
Shortly after leaving the area, the governor summoned for a meeting with various leaders of communities, religious and ethnic groups to try and find immediate solutions to the recent attacks and killings in the state capital. Some of the community leaders suggested the way forward.
Appeal to the government and law enforcement agents, especially the State Commissioner of Police and Director of DSS, to put more effort in their work to trace these people.
We all should be able to volunteer to give relevant informations to these law enforcement agents.
The event ended with pledges by both sides to do their best in making sure their wards live in peace with their neighbors. Funom Joshua, TVC News, Jos.